All right, I'm putting this video together because I got a message from T2 Tiberius, and he's having some trouble with his Ankylo, his acid rain APC. And specifically, it sounds like putting those back pieces onto the truck and kind of covering up the back. And I have to admit, that was a tough thing. When I first got it, I wasn't sure how to do it. And in the video where I showed this off, I didn't cover that. So let's jump into some detail and I'll show you all how to do it. All right, so here are the back plates. They come in individual pieces, and it takes 4 of them to cover up the back. So you'll see there are these kind of handle things, and they intermesh, like kind of like your fingers if you're making a hand. So you want to make sure that the one slips between the other two, and then you just push them together. So I'm going to show it from this side. They don't really like snap or anything like that. You just kind of push them together and the friction will hold them. Now it's a pretty good hold, but it's still a little bit weak. So then you do this to the other side. Same thing. Just slide them in together. And I'm kind of showing, just that it's kind of flexible still. They seem pretty tough. They're not going to snap, but there's still some like space between the pieces. So now you don't want to put the bottom pieces together. You want to find these they're kind of like teeth on the top, and just get those to overlap and just take your time kind of getting them to slip. So the one goes over, the one goes under, one goes over, and they interlock like that. And then once they're all kind of in the right place, just give it a little force and push them together. You can see that's probably the best way to do it, kind of grabbing near the edge, near the seam, and just pushing it together. Now the two halves are together and all 4 pieces are together, and it's really solid. So now you can start thinking about putting this onto the vehicle. All right, so if we look at the side, you can see these little, I guess they're kind of like tab things, and that's where the roof part slips in. There are little tabs on the roof, and they interlock with these parts. So let's take the roof, and you can see that it's got tabs if you look at it. So the first thing you want to do is look at those like little handle things, and you'll see there's 2 of them on this side facing the cab of the truck, and that's fine. So you kind of push that on. Feel, don't worry too much. I was showing there, like it's got a little flex. So you kind of pull it apart so it's over the side, but don't worry too much. And you can see, it's too high. It's not interlocked. But there you can see those tabs and where this part is going to fit. But you can see it's way too far back and to the left. So what I need to do is first put down the lift gate, or the back. And then those handles, the ones that interlocked earlier, you've got to push it in there and make sure there's like no seam. You can see it's like lined up all the way to the right. So now if we push these tabs down, they'll slip in. But you got to make sure you push them, and especially that back left one. If that one's a little bit to the left too much, it won't slip in. But once you get that back left one in, they should kind of slide in pretty easily. And this is how I do it. Just this one side, and then see they slip on. This is also one of those things where like the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. So I got the one side in, and now we're going to do the same thing. So on this side, there's just the one handle there where I just pointed. So just push that in, and again, there's no space between the cab and these back roof pieces. You can see I'm pushing with my thumb. I kind of want to show you that there's some give there. And then as soon as we get the one on the back over to the left enough, I popped it off just to kind of show you there that you really want to get that one in there, and then you should be able to slide these on. Now again, I said it was easy, but you still have to give it some pressure. There's some friction here, but once you do that, it's on, and it should feel like pretty strong. I think I went to the other side just to make sure this was pushed down. You might have to go back and forth, and then you can lift up the tailgate. I think it's called the tailgate, and that will lock in there. Now I just thought I'd show this too, So to make the tailgate go all the way to the top, you just unfold it, and then you fold out these little kind of wing parts. It's really nicely made. This will, lock in pretty tightly, and it doesn't leave any gaps. It really makes it like a solid vehicle. All right, so we're good. And you can see, I'm holding it. It should be like really, really sturdy. It's really well made. All right, so let's pull down the back. I figured I'd show you this just to so there's no questions. Fold in the tabs, or those little wing things, and then fold in the other half of the tailgate. And now to get these off, I just apply pressure with my thumbs, making sure that I'm applying it evenly across. You don't want to just like rip the back off. You might break it. So there I'm just making sure. Once that back one pops off, it relieves the sort of force that's going to the right towards the cab. And then you'll be able to pop things off. But just do the one side, and then this one will come off more easily. And then once it comes up like vertically, you can kind of pull it a little to the side horizontally, and it'll pull away from the cab. You can see here there's a little bit of that tab still in there, but then I pull it away and it's all good. And that's how you disassemble it. Since we're making a video, let's show some other stuff. I don't think in my first video I was able to open this. So you just pull it open. I've opened this a few times since then, and it loosens up. And you just pop the legs down, you got your little folding table. It's pretty funny they include a folding table with this, of all the things to include. Like a folding table, it's just kind of bizarre. But it's cool, it's nice to have, if you're setting this up as a base. I just wanted to show the back door, how it pops up, pops open, the side door, how it pops open. And then these kinds of things, don't be too scared of those. They're pretty strong, they shouldn't break. And you pop those two up, and then that lets you unlock the cab and fold that forward. I think I showed that in my original video, but I thought I'd just go over it again. Then just make sure it's flush when you push it down, and then just really, give a little pressure to those, and they should pop into place. The turret should rotate, fully. The door on the turret should open and close. The little machine gun should elevate and things like that. And then the front, you might need to give that a little bit of pressure just to pop it open, but that's how it opens. And then on the bottom ramp, you can turn that one bottom part to make it fully horizontal. And then just, do the reverse to pop it closed, and it should pop up. This little sensor thing on the front, for me, it just like angles up and down. It didn't do anything else. And I think that's it. That's most of the things. Again, yeah, like this is an expensive piece. Totally want to be careful with it, but it's pretty sturdy. Just take your time with this. And I think the way I'm doing it seems to be the best way, at least for me. Put the pieces together, then put them onto the truck, and you should be fine. So let me know if this works out for you, or if you have any more questions. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for checking out this video, and hope to see you in the next one. Yo, Joe.